afternoon. It is May 5th, 2024 at approximately 4:15 p.m. on Sunday. And welcome to Just Talk. My name is Lenore and I am your host for this afternoon. So, welcome to this first Sunday in the month of May. And we're almost at the halfway point of the year, and it seems like this year is already flying by, and there's still a lot of different things that has to go on for myself. And I thought maybe I'll just hop on for a second because I did my audio today and I wanted to do a video just to go ahead and post, because the last time I posted, I think it was April the 20th. So I'll just go ahead and do something today. So welcome again. And as this week ended yesterday, but begins tomorrow, just candid conversation that I'm going to have in regards to like what this single life is for me. Now, I shared earlier in my audio that this weekend was a pretty eventful weekend for me, but it was met with a bunch of challenges. And if you guys know or have been with me for a little while, you know I hate weekends. So this weekend, I thought I would do something different. When I got off from work, I had some activities that I had to do on Saturday. So on Friday, I got off from work. I went to get my hair done. I came back and I realized that I am stuffing my feelings on Friday. I get my hair done. I stop by a store. When I go into the store, I'm just browsing around, walking around, just looking for something odd or in preparation of my um, the activity that I had, which was which was a wedding. And I go and I stop through the junk aisle at the store, and I pick myself up some junk, a bag of bugles, two bags of bugles, this is bugles, pork rinds, candy, and I think it was a candy bar. I'm not too certain. So as I'm driving back home towards my home, on my way to another store closest to where I live, I get down and I realize that the bag of rinds are gone. I realize that the candy is gone. Now, mind you, from where I was until the store that I went to, it's about 10 minutes. And in that time, I realized that I ate this stuff just driving 10 minutes. So that means that I'm just mindlessly eating, 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 and not thinking about like calories or diet or anything like that. I'm just stuffing my feelings because I'm triggered by a situation. I go to the store and I purchase what I need. And then I come out of the store and go into a grocery store and I pick myself up 2 slices of cake. Now, I like birthday cake. I like the cream and I like the cake. So I go and I get 2 slices of birthday cake. Come home and realize that I did not eat any dinner. Okay, I ate the birthday cake and I drank a glass of soda. Um, okay, I'm feeling it. I'm in my feelings. I'm going through what I'm going through. And then I'm like, wow, you really didn't eat today. And, you know, my anxiety about the event that I was going to, it just brought forth something for me. And I'm like, okay, not the situation itself, just the idea that I'm going to an event by myself. That's the issue. So I get myself together on Saturday and I realize that, you know what, you're feeling something. You're triggered by something, and I'm triggered. Saturday comes, I come back home after work, I eat 6 chicken wings before I allegedly take a nap, but I didn't take the nap. I just was watching television, get dressed, go to the wedding, had an amazing time with my coworkers and my friends, and it was amazing. Came back home from the wedding, ate the second slice of cake. So I realized in that moment that I'm triggered by just triggered. And I couldn't put my finger on it until today when I was doing my earlier audio in my audio journal. And I realized that I was triggered by a question that was asked of me earlier in the week. And that question was simple. I have a second wedding to go to in August, and I was asked if I was bringing a plus one. And so when that question came about, I answered, of course not. I'm going to be by myself. I didn't think anything of it, but obviously it affected me in a way that was not great. The concern that I have for myself at this time is that the pace that I was going, as far as working with my coach, as far as talking with my best friends, as far as talking to my spiritual person that I love, and speaking to other people, the realization that I am doing all of these things by myself and there's no prospects around for me is bothering me. It's bothering me in the sense that I'm eating mindless food that don't count for anything. I am stuffing my feelings with food and shoes. I'm just stuffing my feelings with things that don't count. And for me, I'm internalizing all of the issues that I'm having at this particular moment because I don't have a healthier outlet. This week, also, you know, um, my professors pretty much said this is the midterm grades, and from week 1 to week 4, we see a difference in your writing. We want that back. Now, I have 2 professors and I have their assistants, but they're saying that there's a problem going on in my writing and they tap me on my shoulder. You got that. I took my focus off of school, which it should never ever be a problem for me, but it was. I incorporated something healthy in my lifestyle, which is to join a gym. And I obsessed over it for the first week that I lost focus of school. And that can never happen for me because my school is my priority and the gym is secondary, third, fourth, or fifth. It's not important to me. I took my eyes off the prize because I was triggered by getting my health in order, changing my diet, making sure that that lines up. But my priority was not school, and that can't be for me. When I think about all of the things that's going on in my life at this particular moment, it all comes down to me not being in a relationship with someone. And I still have those moments in my life where I feel that being in a relationship can better, benefit me in all other areas of my life. And that's only because I feel I deserve to be in a happy, healthy relationship with someone. And that's a priority that I put on a pedestal because that's just what I desire. And at some point, I know for myself that it can't be my main focus all the time. But for me, it is. And it's starting to affect me. So now I have to do something differently. I have to figure out a way to make this work better for me because it's now consuming my every single thought. And now it's interfering with my understoods. And when it interferes with my understoods, then I have to take a break and say, look, what's going on and why are you spiraling at this moment? So, as I shared in my audio journal earlier, I realized that as much as I was going forward and getting through, and it worked for 2 weeks, and then now on this third week, I'm back to square one again. It's because I allowed it to bring me back down. I allowed it to bring me back to a space where I am evaluating me again from the top of my head to the bottom of my feet. What am I doing? What am I not doing? I put myself out there. I put myself out there. I put myself in different situations. I do all of those things. Why am I still at this place where I have no one, no options, nobody I can go through my phone and be like, hey, yeah, I don't have that. I don't have those options, and I want to know, like, why. As I sit here and I talk about it, it helps me to process differently. People, utilize their platforms for different reasons. And this is my therapy for myself. This is my documentation of the process of what I'm doing in my life. This is for me, not for anyone else, but for me. To continuously think that I'm the problem, that I'm the problem, that I'm the problem. And it's like, well, what about me that is just that wrong? And then I start to go back over my past and I'm thinking from 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 25 to 30. Like, and I'm going in those stages and I'm trying to figure out, like, what happened in the last 15 years of my life? What happened? What did I do that was so bad that I cannot get a quality person to come into my life and want to be here? What did I do to deserve this kind of rejection or this kind of hurt? What did I do? When I think about all of those things that held me back in my past before, it was like, I accepted people where they were, although they were not the best options for me. I presented myself in desperation, and sometimes that can resurface. Like now in these moments, it can resurface. I know that. But when do I ever officially, technically become this woman that is not hurting hurting about being in this space? When does the pain of being single go away? And when does it become enjoyable? Because it was for 2 weeks. It was. I was empowered. I was empowered in my singleness. And now I'm not. To be happy in this place, I'm not. I'm not happy about being single. I'm not happy about not being pursued. I'm not happy about it at all. To think that To think that all of the work and the work that I'm continuously putting into myself to overcome the low self esteem or to build my confidence up and to accept, you know, why people don't want to be a part of my life. I can do all of those things. But the bottom line is for me is like, but why don't anyone want to be here? If I was any other kind of woman who really didn't care, like I care about certain things and working like my coach about establishing boundaries. The boundaries that I set forth for myself is like, I don't like men in my apartment. Why? Because the man that I want to come in my apartment is the only man that's going to be here. That's it. Because I've been down that road before where I let people or men actually come in and out of my life and make deposits in my place, and those things just stayed on. And that was the part that their residue in my place and in my space is what I held on to, and it became a very negative environment. So my boundary is that you can't come to my place unless you're going to be here on a more regular basis. You can't come here and think that you're going to leave your negative deposits in my space and think that it's okay. It can't be okay. And that's just my boundary for myself. And when I said it out loud to a person, the person was like, but you think it's okay for you to leave your deposits in my space? I said, yeah, because that's your space. I'll come to you, but you can't come to me or here because I don't want your negativity in my space. And they couldn't understand that. I don't like people wearing shoes in my apartment, whether it's the cleanest apartment or the dirtiest apartment. You can't wear shoes in my apartment, period. Because your shoes, the soles, leave deposits, germs, nastiness, and I have an issue with that. So if that's what it I have to put it in those terms that men are those germs, then you can't just come here. And that's me. That's what I have to do. And when I assert myself in that space, then it's a boundary that can't be crossed. And that's for myself. Because I know if you come here, you must be important to me. If you come here, it must mean that I trust you enough to be here. And I don't know if you guys know that I'm still a germophobic. I'm still that. I just got it under submission now, and I can handle it. So a lot of that has to do with that. Because lo and behold, ladies and gentlemen, if I see a footprint on my floor, it's going to set me back more than where I am right now. And that's just one other area of my life that I don't like to deal with, and try to explain it to people. And that's where the boundary about wearing shoes into my apartment and men making deposits in my apartment comes from my germophobia. So I know that. So again, if you are a person that come here and be in my space, that means that I trust you.